Hi there, it's Allison Palmgren, the Assistant Director at the Weston Public Library, back again today to give you a couple of book recommendations, but mostly to talk about our digital library. Other folks call it our e-library, and some of this content are things that you might be paying for through other services. Services like Audible, or even Netflix, or Kindle, Apple Books, things like that. So we're going to save you a little money today by showing you how you can access the same content except through the library for free. So let's get started, and we're going to get started on the computer. I'll show you how to do it on your phone in a little bit later on in the program. But the first thing you're going to want to do is go on over to our website, and that's westonlibrary.org. And while you're there, you're going to navigate to our e-library, which is right on the top of the page. And the first thing that we're going to look at are some of our options, and we're going to go into Overdrive and Libby, which is ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, streaming video. Hoopla also is another one of our content providers, and that has similar content. Canopy, on the other hand, is just video. So we'll go into that a little bit more in depth as we go through. So starting with Overdrive, Libby is the name for Overdrive on our mobile devices. You're going to want to sign in. And the first thing you'll do is select your library. You're going to scroll down until you get to Minuteman Library Patrons, and then enter in your card number. Now from there, you'll sign in with your PIN or your password. You can call the reference desk or the circulation desk to help you get that sorted out if you don't remember what it is. And then you can choose what type of content you want to look into. Now I'm clicking on magazines here just to show you that we have a ton of popular magazines. The New Yorker is our most popular. So it's going to show you some of the most popular there, National Geographic, things like that. And it's the same content that you would get otherwise through the physical magazine. Now you can also search by subject and browse through. And we're going to look here at audiobooks to start with. Let's just say I want to listen to something in the car. So romance is something I've been into lately, need something light. And if I click on that subject, I can either sort results by the date added or the most popular. Let's go by popularity here. And I'm going to scroll down and see if there's anything that I'm interested in. There's a lot of good ones. Oh, so you'll remember me. I think I talked about that one on a previous episode. That one was so good. So you'll see things that you can place a hold. I'm going to place a hold right now for this Allie Hazelwood title. This is her newest. So you just enter in your email address twice, and that will allow you to place a hold if somebody else has the book. Now, Hoopla is no lines, no waiting. We'll get into this later. These act more like regular books. So I'm 162 on the list. There are 61 copies, so it shouldn't take that long of a time to get it. But if you place a hold, it tells us we need to buy more copies. So please place holds and let us know if we're missing things. If I want something now, I can go over on the left-hand side and click Available Now. And I can see that these are audiobooks because they have a little pair of headphones beneath each title. I'm going to scroll down, and anything that's available now, you can just click on Borrow. You get a little bit of a summary of the book itself. And once I click Borrow, I can select how long I want to borrow it for, between 7 and 21 days. I always pick 21 because I can return it early if I'm done. And then I click Borrow, and I can listen on this device in my browser if I'd like, which means through my computer when I'm connected to the internet. And if I press play, it'll start playing. I can change the speed. It's fantastic. It's that simple. So I'm going to navigate away from that one. And I'm just going to show you that there is also a kids and teens area, and this is wonderful because it's content that is age appropriate for kids and teens. And you can also set restrictions on that, but it allows for some thoughtful family browsing without getting some of the content that I was previously browsing through that might not be appropriate for everybody. So here I'm just clicking on some manga, which is really, really popular among tweens and teens. So let's go into Hoopla, because they also have a ton of great content, including comics and manga, but not just. So I'm clicking Login, and if you don't have an account already, you would click Don't Have Account, Sign Up. Otherwise, I enter in my information, email and password, and when you're signing up, you'll need your library card, but only for the first time. And again, similar content, but this catalog is always available. So if I click on audiobooks or ebooks, that you never have to wait for, you never have to place a hold. So I'm going to go back to audiobooks here, just because we were looking at audio before, and I wanted to read this book. It was just coming out, so let me click on this one and place the hold before we go any further. See how fast that was? It's so fast for me to check it out. No need to have unnecessary steps. So I'm clicking through some of the other content types here with comics. That's just to show you how beautifully they do display on a full color display. So it's great in the app as well, and we'll look into that on my phone a little bit later. But the one thing I want to bring your attention to is binge passes. Now, binge passes let you use one borrow. You get 20 borrows a month through Weston, but that could be one episode of a TV show, except on a binge pass. If you do a binge pass, you'll get the whole selection. So the one I looked at was Hallmark movies. You get the whole catalog for 7 days. There's also some great music CDs. I'm looking here at the Wicked for Good, the new musical that's been so popular. So you can borrow that album, borrow before you buy. So if you love Spotify, you have an alternative here for some of those. This one also has kids mode. The Hoopla Kids mode is a little bit more restrictive in that you can require a passcode to turn it off. So if you're handing a kid a device and you want to make sure they're only using kids mode content, that's the way to do that. So I really recommend Hoopla for folks with little kids. So again, it's audiobooks, ebooks, trending titles. They have even interactive things through Binge Pass with PBS Kids educational puzzles. I'm going to borrow this book. It's called Pig the Elf. It's Pig the Pug, one of in the series there. Lots of fun. And that was me borrowing, again, a 2-click process. And here is the book on my screen. It displays really well on tablets as well. So as you can see, it has the cover of the book, and as I scroll through, now we're going into the actual book, and it is literally just a copy of the real book, but in digital form. So really fun, great for on the go, especially if you don't want to carry a pile of 40 picture books with you on vacation. Now onto Canopy, again, all coming from our website through our e-library. This is a video content site. It's thoughtfully curated content. And we have things like classic movies, some new releases, documentaries, foreign films, Criterion Collection films. Really, really great streaming content for video. So you'll see some of the top films here. We're recording, oh, look, Pride and Prejudice. Okay, so it's the 250th anniversary of the birth of Jane Austen. So this is very timely. We have the 1995 miniseries from the BBC with Colin Firth. Arguably the very best Darcy is Colin Firth. So this is available for you to watch. There are 6 episodes on Canopy. I have 24 tickets of borrows right now, so you can choose what content that you watch, and your borrows are reset every month. This one also has a kids mode. Canopy Kids, again, thoughtful educational content. It's not just setting your kid free on the wilds of YouTube. So you can use the browse categories. You can add things to lists. When I'm browsing here, we have documentaries, docu-series, TV series. So we're going to go here into world cinema just to show you the just huge amount of world cinema. Well, let's do classics now. So classic cinema, you're going to see a lot of very well-known titles. So I see The Graduate here. Let's scroll down. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So they have some holiday stuff. As I said, we're recording kind of before the holidays. Chinatown. Let's see. Oh, The Man Who Fell to Earth, if you're a Bowie fan. I don't know if anybody else. Classic Westerns. They threw Oklahoma in the Westerns. I'm not sure that's so much Western as a musical to me, but oh, True Grit. There we go. So like I was talking about, these are some really high quality, or at least considered to be classics in the cinema world. And all of these are no lines, no waiting, always available. And that's Canopy. So this right here, we're going to keep going. I just want to show you a little bit more on our website from westonlibrary.org. If you scroll down to research and databases, this will give you our full catalog of all of our online resources. So I tried to call out some of the e-library content that's the most popular. This one also has databases, also has things like consumer reports, a lot of the magazine and newspaper as far as the academic types of things are on here. So Hoopla you'll see is listed as well. But I'm going to stop on Mango Languages because this one is one of our most popular databases. It also has an app, again for free. If you liked Rosetta Stone, for example, we're just going to sign in here. And if you haven't signed in, you can use Mango as a guest. And guest is totally fine. It just doesn't save your progress. So if you're going through learning French, for example. So you can learn up to, I believe, 70 languages. Yep, over 70 language courses are in here, including ESL, English as a second language. I'm going to go to Pirate because they have Pirate just for giggles. But it gives you a good overview of what each lesson kind of could look like. So lesson 1, start learning captain's orders. I'm going to click here. In a real language, it would have real conversational starters here. So it tells you the goals, and the grammar goals and conversational goals. So let's hit start. And once oh, that one's neat. Okay, so we're hitting start in a second. There we go. All right, so we're having our tutorial, and it's giving you a little bit of an overview of what you're going to learn. So it says, you know, blow me down, the ship's becalmed. And these are some of the language things you'll learn. You know, in French it would be like, parlez-vous français? But I just think it's so funny that their learning module to show you the platform is Pirate.
You'll be able to easily participate in a conversation like this.
Blow me down, the ship's becalmed. Belay your carousing and haul wind smartly.
So that was just one that I wanted to show you. Please do explore our database page. So again, that's under research and databases. There's so much there, so much content, especially for people who are trying to do genealogical research or looking for the Wall Street Journal online. We have free access to that. We also have the New York Times. Boston Globe is coming soon. So I want to just throw that out there. It allows you to get content without a paywall because you'll have access tokens, which is amazing. So before, I know that was a whirlwind view of this, and it's just meant to be an overview because where you really learn how to do this stuff is when you come to the library. Either call or come in our reference desk. All of our reference staff are able to help you on your device if it's right in front of you. Desktop computers accepted. Give us a phone call if you have a desktop because you'll need to be in front of it. Where we really tell people about this fantastic resource and these resources is on cell phones. So we have folks on staff who are Apple and Android familiar, and I am familiar with both. So if you have a moment where it's a little bit difficult to figure out what's going on, and even our reference staff are confused, we also have the ability for folks to make an appointment with me or with Helen, one of our other tech specialists, to be able to spend a little more time troubleshooting. But for the most part, our e-resources are pretty straightforward, and everybody is able to assist you with those. So I just want to show you, do a quick overview of what it looks like on the phone for these same resources, and one more beyond that. So we're going to start with Libby again, and you'll notice it's very similar to what we had on our web version. So you'll see some of the same curated titles. You can filter things in the catalog. Let's do a quick search. I'm going to do The Great Alone, and that's Kristen Hanna, one of her older offerings. Really like that book. So I'm going to do that one. And as you can see, we've got a hold. This one says place hold on that one. So let me see if I can do another Kristen Hanna title here. Yep. Oh, good. The Women. That was super popular. I have read that one. I won't spoil anything about it. It wasn't my favorite of her titles. So let's see. I'm going to do this in audio because I do like to listen in my car. and we're going to hit borrow. Again, I'm borrowing for 21 days. It's the same kind of thing. So we're going to hit borrow, and when we do, great, it says that the audiobook is ready. I can open the audiobook and listen to it right through the app. No downloading, nothing like that. So that's super. So now I'm gonna, I have something available on my bookshelf there. I've got a book available. Can't forget about that. Right now I'm reading Senlin Yu's Alchemized, really great book, or I'm listening to it. So you can see what I'm reading. Don't judge me too harshly. I do like a good fantasy on now and again. So again, you can go by subject. You can see how many titles are available by subject. So right here, I'm in magazines, and magazines, we have 6,209 titles available. That's not, 6,000 copies or individual issues. That's titles. So here's a magazine, special on the top. But again, we have some of the most popular ones that we have. We're going to do New Yorker, for example. Right here, same magazine. So we're gonna tap Open Magazine because they're all always available through Libby. And you'll see the first page, and as you click through, you even see the ads are there. But the cool thing is if you see what you want in the table of contents, if you click on it, it opens the article from the table of contents. Try doing that in a paper copy. So we think that's pretty cool. Now we have the same with Hoopla. Don't want to belabor the point too much, but just to show you that the online experience for Hoopla on your phone is really, really good as well. And it's great for listening in your car. You can see some of the embarrassing books I'm listening to right now in the car. I've always got a few going. So I'm going to go in and see we also have movies, television. So we go through there. A lot of BBC stuff, which is very popular. Comics. And again, the binge passes. So we have, let's do great courses here. So with great courses, these are online or recorded college courses, essentially. So you get 7 days of access to the full catalog of great courses that they have, and they have hundreds and hundreds of titles available. So when I click play, it's going to take me over to their course listing and see what's available in the courses. Every category you can possibly think of. I like history, so I've done this one before, the history of England, from the Tudors to, I forget when it was, we'll have to look, to the Stuarts. So we're going back in time, 48 lectures on from the Tudors to the Stuarts. So you can become an expert without having to pay, tuition to Harvard. So the last thing we've got is Minuteman Mobile. And that's only available on a mobile device, on your phone or on a tablet. And the coolest thing about that is it allows you to carry your library card with you always, because you can have a digital library card. It also has our online catalog, so you're able to search when you're in the library, or let's do the Great Alone again, just because we're being consistent, or on the go. So we're looking here, and it takes a second. Second to load. And it gives you all the different formats on your phone here that it shows what's available. So book, large print, ebook. We're going to click on one right now. So this is the information. It's on the shelf in Weston right now. If I go large print, our copy is not available. So it's available. 17 copies are available, but throughout the network. If I click on that, it'll show me where it is. And you can request it, and you can also get the phone number for the library to call them up and say, hold it for me, I'm on my way over now. We can do that too. If you call us, we can arrange for that whole process. And here's my digital library card. I take that up to the desk, scan it underneath the self-check or at the counter, and I'm able to pick them up. I'm also seeing my library account. You can see I embarrassingly have $5 in fines because I lost a little book, and I'm gonna find it. We don't have actual fines anymore, but that's for a replacement. But you can also see all the links here to search the catalog and see our online resources, and as well as getting Museum Pass. So it's a very cool thing. A lot of people are choosing to use that instead of having a physical library card with them all the time, especially as they're using it for not just as a library card, but as the main search for our catalog as well, because everything is displayed in one record. So if you don't care what format you get your book in, let's say for the Great Alone that we were looking at earlier, it'll show that it has it in all of these formats and which format is available. So if you're like, awesome, I don't mind it in large print, then you can get it in large print if it's not available in traditional print or vice versa, things like that. Whirlwind Tour, again, this is just an overview. Please come into the library and we'll give you the concierge tour, which is like the one-on-one to help determine which resources from our e-library are best suited to your needs. Also, keep a lookout on our calendar for events to go over this more slowly and in person and have a little bit of some group tutorials. I'll be doing those at the library after the new year, and also at the COA. So look at their calendar as well. Before we go, I have 2 book recommendations to make. The first one here is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And she wrote a whole bunch of awesome books, including The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, correct? How many husbands? Yes, 7 of them. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Malibu Rising. Oh, that was really good. Daisy Jones and the Six, which is vaguely reminiscent of the story of Fleetwood Mac. Really good. It's inspired by, but that one made me go back and listen to some Fleetwood Mac. This one takes place in the 80s, and it does kind of cover a very nostalgic period for me. And it follows a wonderful story of an astronaut who is the first female astronaut picked to do go to space and to head this fantastic crew. Now, she doesn't actually, the main character doesn't end up going, and I'm not spoiling anything, you learn these things in the first chapter, but is in charge of managing the flight from the ground for a particular and very ill-fated mission to space. It is an incredible piece of fiction. You feel like you are living every moment. You're attached to the characters, fantastic character development. There was one point in this book where I was inconsolable. My husband walked in and was like, okay? I was not okay. But at the same time, there's so much joy in this book that don't let some sadness in certain sections move you away from this title. So our Novels at Night has read this book. So anything they pick is amazing. Just across the board, pretty much. I don't think I've ever read anything that wasn't great. So do pick up Atmosphere. We have several copies as quick picks. It is a new book, and it is very much talked about right now. So if you are looking for it, put yourself on the hold list, and we have a lot of copies that are just for Weston patrons. When we turn them into quick picks, they're just available in the library. So we do more turning things into quick picks when you place more holds. Again, place holds. That's how we know what you really, really, really want. So we have Amity Gage, who has written Heartwood here. That's the next one. And this is a thriller in a way. It's not, I wouldn't just call it a thriller, even though that's our spine label here. It doesn't quite feel as spooky as most thrillers do to me. But this follows a woman who goes to hike the Appalachian Trail and the relationships that she forges with people. And she finds herself in a very perilous situation. It's quite exciting, actually. But that particular part of the book almost takes a back seat to the people in her life who are trying to help her out of this situation. I highly recommend it. It definitely is a page turner. It doesn't take very long to read because you're so invested. And that's the same with Atmosphere as well. And this one, like I said, is a quick pick. It's relatively new. I think we got this copy this summer, midsummer. So it's still making its way around all of the reading circles. I bet this one is probably going to be one of the most popular books in book groups coming up this next year. So if I were a betting woman, it usually takes a little while to filter down to book groups so you can get enough copies, but such a good one. Please pick that one up. And as always, if you're ever looking for a particular book, or if you want to make a recommendation, we are very happy to accept those recommendations for things that we should purchase in the real world and in the digital realm as well. So do give us a call, or when you stop into the library, stop by any of the desks. And that's how we know what you want. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the library.